How often do you break pattern? Now, what I mean by that, with today's focus being the pillar of home for our CoffeeCast, is how often do you consciously freshen things up? Do something new, different? And I ask because to cultivate a deeper, richer, fuller appreciation of our home, that is our relationship with ourselves, with those we love, and indeed with the place we call home. To get stuck in unthinking routines, unconscious routines, can be a real, I don't know if detriment is the right word, but what it can mean is that things do go a bit stale, that there is no longer the same juice, if you like, in the experiences. And the act of consciously deciding to do something different and new can be a way of bringing in fresh opportunity. You know, you decide perhaps to pop into a different shop on your way home and buy a little treat for yourself and someone you love. But the act of popping into that shop, you meet someone who actually is the very contact you've been looking for in business. And changing things up in terms of your daily routines. Right now, this is a change up for me, a break pattern. I'm doing a video podcast for our morning CoffeeCast. And I've also chosen to come here. And as you can see now, I am here walking in the park with my bare feet on the fresh, well, not so fresh cut, maybe a week old cut grass, taking in with the dogs the absolute stunning morning sunshine, and you get a view just there across to the Lizard Point. And it's been a while since I actually chose to do this, yet I know how much it gives me. And as I woke slightly bleary-eyed this morning, this idea of breaking pattern had been fresh in my mind. And so the intuition, that little whisper was there. And I think that's the key. How much are you consciously allowing yourself to honour that little whisper? That prompting of your soul to explore the fullness of what this life has to offer. And without going too deep into it, there are many who think that this idea of breaking pattern, of doing things that break from the norm of your predictable routines, is one of the core elements in beginning to manifest the kind of reality and dreams that you hope to cultivate. And this plays into, a whole level of simulation theory that I won't go into here now. Suffice it to say that the more we can do things that open us up to new possibilities, the more new possibilities must come into our lives. That is a standard thing, right? So if so far your routines are perhaps a bit more unconscious. Now there's the key here, difference between conscious and unconscious routines. Okay, so an unconscious routine might be you go to work, you always come back like the same route, you don't think to question it, and you get home, have probably the same kinds of food for tea, and then you just kind of slump in front of Netflix with a beer or a bottle of wine. And it's not that you're doing any of that consciously, it's just, that's what I do. It's like, whereas were you to make that routine something conscious, to say, okay, these are the foods that I choose to have every night because they nourish me and because I know that it's something I love and I get all of my nutrition from. And this beer that I have is a sacred celebration, a little ritual that I have at the end of the day to send gratitude for everything that I've had and everything that I've experienced. And watching something on Netflix is my way of honouring and appreciating the creative brilliance of the human species. Can you see that we have the same things occurring, but the level of consciousness that is brought to them is very different, right? And so that is the thing here, is if you have perhaps allowed your routines to become a bit unconscious, then the invitation today is, what might it look like if you were to cultivate this habit of consciously breaking pattern, of opening yourself up deliberately to different experiences, different opportunities, different possibilities, so that life itself, because bear in mind, we are existing in a miraculous world that we know responds to the promptings of human consciousness. So that if you consciously change your consciousness, you must therefore consciously set in motion circumstances that will be different. So if you are seeking different circumstances in your health, your happiness, your home, your hustle, what can you do today to break pattern and to create new opportunities, new possibilities, and a new, greater life? All right.